Welcome to the Operate Business Podcast, the show that celebrates the grit, grind, and passion it takes to build extraordinary outdoor brands. Your host, Rebecca Babicz, brings you straight into the stories of marketers and industry insiders who are shaping the outdoor world. Let's jump into today's episode.
I know things have not come easy for you guys. I know that there's been a lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but you've also had this exponential growth and you're on fire, you're on to something big. And I know you feel that momentum, but also it's also not easy.
I think there's so many myths.
Yeah.
One I hear all the time, which is a silly one, but literally someone says it to me every time I tell them that I, started this with Tina. They're like, oh, it must be so nice to make your own schedule, have flexibility and all that stuff. I'm like, no, I have no flexibility and I work 10 times more and, than I would ever in a corporate job. So that is definitely, if you're doing it for flexibility, you're not going to find it. That's for sure.
The biggest surprise for me was how I didn't realize in a corporate role how much I probably emotionally relied on feedback loops and feedback from all of the people in the company. Because when it's just the two of you, it's by this point, I don't even really need to ask Maddie's opinion on things because I kind of can read her mind and vice versa. And so it is the oddest experience to constantly be outputting, creating things every day, whether it's products or processes or systems or teams or whatever, and not having anyone to give a whole slew of teams to give you feedback on from different points of view from the business. That was something that I feel like Maddie and I had to figure out how to build our board of advisors and use them really to help provide feedback on our strategies. That was a big one.
Think that's why the year before we launched consumer facing was so difficult, is because you're making all these decisions pre any feedback, not only from an internal team, but also externally from a customer. So you're kind of just shooting in the dark. You have your vision and what you're striving towards, but you have no feedback whatsoever on anything you're doing and have no validation. So that was definitely, I think, the hardest year. In the 3 years we've been doing this, it was the pre-launch year that was so crazy to me for that reason.
Yeah, it was a total mind fuck. The other myth is just so you will be broke for a long time. And if you're not, iconic. And I would love to learn how they did this, how whoever figured out how to not be broke for a long time starting their business. But I feel that's a responsibility you sign up for, is if you want to build something that's meaningful and lasting, sometimes slow growth is the best growth, despite we're saying Seniq has said some healthy growth, but we're also trying to build this brand that will be around for 100 years. And we fight every day to keep as much equity and creative control over the brand as we possibly can, because we want to make sure it's healthy and stays around for a long time. So yeah, that's another just myth is you will, I guess you won't get rich overnight, right? It's be prepared to be broke for a while.
Yeah, and you have to make so many decisions okay, we could pay ourselves X, but then we can't hire an employee, and then we're working an extra 40 hours a week, So it's all those types of decisions, and Tina and I are both aligned that, that will come hopefully down the road, and for now we're just staying strong and putting the money that we're making back into the business.
We could go on this topic for hours. It's we both moved in with our parents. We both have sacrificed so much. Our personal lives have changed. The way we've operated and managed that is totally different compared to having a really consistent corporate, compensation, healthcare, all of those things. Really giving up that safety net and consistency really does change so much about your day to day. It feels like a new lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
It's intense. So
yeah,
if you're thinking about starting a business, be prepared for these things, because they're real and they're totally manageable. And the validation that you will get because you're going to make something amazing is makes it all worth it. But yeah, it's definitely real.
Yeah, because you guys moved from Utah back east to be closer to your families, and you mentioned to me like we couldn't be away from our families and actually, grow this business because we lean on our support systems, which it's almost like having a baby. Like that's why a
I
lot of
love
people
it.
move back to,
Literally.
where their parents live because they need grandparents because they need that extra support system. And when you don't have family, it's like you're like like I've got nothing. So that's kind of what that reminded me of.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's so
we
many
had
parallels.
Yeah, so true. We had like our parents packing orders for us while we were on work trips, like using their basement for our distribution center, helping us lift box. I mean, there's so many ways we leaned on them, but it was like crucial to have, both close friends and family around as we got this off the ground.
It
Yeah.
takes a village for sure.
Yeah.
This is a fun one, but I've been like have this question kind of in the back of my head. Like for either of you, have you had what was that moment, or can you recall a moment where you were like, oh, it's not just us who thinks this is cool. Like other women really are into this.
I
Because
have
that
two.
whole like you're kind of like, well, we think it's cool and we have a fashion background and like, we've done all these things and like we'd wear it. But then was there a moment that neither of you could think of where you're like, oh, like this is it?
I had two. Like the first one was on launch day. I was sitting at my mom's kitchen table because I was living with her at the time. And I just started, we're on Shopify. And so I'm just like watching the sales come in and I literally start crying and I call Tina and I'm like in tears and I don't cry. This is insane. So it was definitely like launch day was a crazy emotional one for me. And then we also did an event. We did a pop-up booth at Outside Festival and watching girls come by the booth and their faces light up and, talking about how they've been looking for something like this and they're inspired by the color and they like can't believe that they finally have a new hike outfit and all that stuff. And getting in person that way with our direct target consumer was another crazy out of body, like full body chills experience.
It's so interesting. I like, and this is probably this is a personal problem and probably something I need to work through, but I like still don't believe like it's still hard for me to believe and I like almost like am not letting myself like whether it's like a self-protection
Imposter
thing of like
syndrome.
yeah, or
Yeah.
it's like I don't know, like don't get too excited. Like it's only been a year and a half. You know what I mean? Like it might be a bit of a self-preservation thing too, but it's still insanely hard for me to believe. Like when we'll have a handful of people, I feel like through the life cycle of the brand, or at least through this last year, say like we'll be meeting someone and they'll be like, yeah, like we heard about your brand. It's so big. We're so excited. And to hear people like talk about the size or the scale of the brand as something like large is always so mind blowing to me. And it's hard for me to even wrap my head around other people think that because for some reason in my mind, it's this like tiny baby and no one knows about it. And I think maybe because we have such big goals and dreams and know where we want to go and how big we want to be, it still feels quite intimate. So,
That's a really good leading question too. Yeah, like what's next for Scenic? Other question, if you guys had unlimited resources, like what would you do?
Yeah, I think for us, it's like, I mean, there's so many things we're working on, but really it's trying to connect with as many women as possible and keep inspiring women with new products that they're falling in love with, get our message around mental health out there, and just change the outdoor industry as a whole is really like the mega goal and make sure women's voices are heard and they're being prioritized both on and off trail is like the big reason to be. In the near term, I would say it's continuing to grow our wholesale business. That's been like a huge priority for us from a business standpoint. both scaling with our current accounts. We're, increasing our door count with a lot of the major retailers. So we'll be in more cities, which is super exciting. And then also onboarding some new big guys starting next spring. So lots happening on the wholesale side. And Tina's doing a lot of exciting things that she can share on the marketing and then the event side too.
Yeah, I think more exciting than that is just product. We have so many product ideas, and I think still staying within the hike and the ski worlds, there's just so much product to design and develop outside of what we've done so far and into new categories, whether it's expanding more top silhouettes or actually building out a really strong outerwear programs. We're expanding a lot of new first layer tops for next spring for hike that we've been craving ourselves for years and have some validation from consumers that they're craving too. And then the ski world is this whole untapped thing too. I feel like there's more innovation in the hike space for women than there even is in the ski space. And we'll have to tap your brain too, Rebecca, to get your feedback on some of the upcoming ski designs. But really building out the ideal kits from outerwear layers down to base layers down to your après pieces for any output level of athlete, whether you ski once a year on vacation, you're out there on the resorts every now and then, or you're out in the back country really doing some crazy things. So we have lots of exciting pieces coming for our skiers. And then, yeah, I think in terms of marketing, just getting to focus on more channels because our team has been so small. We've really focused on a few channels, which has really mainly been Instagram. And I think we're so excited to be able to put some more time and effort and creativity into other channels outside of Instagram, like TikTok and Substack, and really build up our email strategy. And then events wise is a whole like world of opportunity. We just launched our first ever community ambassador program called Clarity Club 2 months ago. And our goal is to expand that to all cities across the country. Hopefully, going to have thousands of ambassadors helping to lead scenic events as well as give input on product and really just spread the brand and the mission. And then I want to answer your next question.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah. If there is no rules on budget, my goodness, I think like we talk about all the time and sort of daydream about what do the physical brick and mortar scenic spaces look like. And I think that's going to be so exciting to build out that strategy in a really intentional and inspiring and hopefully fresh way, the same way we've done with every other function of the business. And then too, I'm like, this is just dream state, but I like would love to open up some Seniq Route Hotels, and this is so not in the plan of any near future, but that is just such like a pipe dream. It would be so cool to like bring this fully rounded experience from like actually being able to experience what the activities of the scenic life feel like, what the spaces and rooms feel like, what the food tastes like, what the smells and the sounds are, and then also like integrating product through all of that, I think would be so iconic. So that's with no budget, that's what's happening.
Yeah. Evo did it. Evo does it. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
They've got their hotel downtown and their skate park, and it's a whole experience. It's super rad.
That was so good. I know. I want to go. I want to visit the Tahoe. Have you been there yet?
No.
I've heard it's amazing.
As a female who loves outdoors, I feel like it's impossible not to root for you guys. Like I'm just like, go. Like, and I'm sure our male listeners will also feel the same way. It's not just because I'm a female, but yeah, I'm so excited for you guys. One final question, and then we're gonna jump into our quick rapid fire questions. This is one just really fun question. What is one thing that you said you'd never do, but now you're considering?
Oh my gosh. Probably so much.
Buy an orange pant. Tina and
I
always
was
go back.
gonna say, like we talked about fabrics last time, and I was like, I don't really like, like paisleys and like, I don't know, like prints and stuff. And you're like, oh no, we're gonna convince you. We're gonna do prints.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I always like Tina, I crack Tina up because I'm like, ew, I hate that orange. No one's gonna buy that. I'll never wear it. We're having the same debate about a future season's color too right now. And then it comes out and it's like selling out, and I want to wear it all the time because it looks so good on every skin tone. And mine's a
Yes.
funny product one.
That
Um,
is a funny one. And color is so cyclical. Who the heck knows?
Honestly, one for me was moving back to Ohio. I was
Oh
convinced
yeah.
I would always live out west. I love being near the mountains. I would move back to Salt Lake in a heartbeat. I love it out
Yeah.
there. And here I am back in Ohio. But I do
Yes.
love it. I'm like with my family and
I feel
friends.
that. I feel that. I grew up in New Jersey, so if I was ever back in New Jersey, I just something I would never do. So I feel
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. For me, the first thing that comes to mind is like when we started the brand, well, no, when I feel like we had some validation on the product and some proof of concept, and Maddie and I started to draw this like line between our roles and how we were going to split up the work at the foreseeable future of the brand. And I started to lean more into the marketing world. At the beginning of that experience, I told myself like I really want to focus on a few channels, being really strong at a few things, not like being kind of shitty at a lot. And I think there is so much pressure in marketing in this day and age in general to like be on every channel and have a presence everywhere. And I definitely feel like we have expanded our reach before like we've had the actual manpower and capacity to do so in a meaningful way. So if there are any founders listening out there, I think that's one learning that I have had is like less really is more. And if you can be really strong on a few channels, or I mean, you can take that advice in any function of the business, but specifically in marketing, if you can really crush a few channels, I feel like it gets you a lot further than if you have a little bit of a presence on so many of them. So that's like a current self reflection of mine.
I totally agree. I mean, there's been 100 times in my 8 years of running Fall Line Digital where I'm like, I just need to get the phone in front of me and do a TikTok every day. Just
Yeah,
get on TikTok. I'm like, no, it's not gonna
yeah.
happen.
Yeah, and there's just so I mean, there's so much marketing and there's so much content and there's a lot of pressure in the world to yeah, have this really robust presence. And I think it's funny, the pressure is it's so misleading because I think like if you can really focus and hone in, I feel like we've just found so much success in that versus following that pressure.
Yeah, I love it. All right, rapid fire questions. You guys are gonna really like this first question. Favorite scenic piece right now and why?
Trail mix pant, tried and true. I wear actually, oh, I changed my mind actually. That's my second favorite. My new favorite as of this season is the tectonic pant. That's actually the one I wear the most. And it's one because I think it transitions easily from like urban settings to outdoor. And I just love a pull-on waistband. It's like so easy just to throw on and go. So that's my favorite.
That what tectonic pants my answer to, and the reason is because there is literally nothing on the market that looks like it.
Dream adventure vacation, unlimited budget.
Mm.
Following a pod of orcas in Norway and scuba diving with them. This is on my bucket list.
Mine is hike the Dolomites. Some of my favorite influencers go every year, and it just looks absolutely otherworldly.
Amazing. Favorite US city and why?
Oh, that's so hard. Weird answer, I guess, but like Salt Lake, I just loved living there and
Aw.
Mecca for outdoors, like outdoor dream is there. So that's mine.
Mine is hands down Malibu, California. Pre-fires. I haven't been there since, so hopefully everything's okay. But Maddie and I grew up in this part of Ohio that is pretty close to a bit of farmland, so it has this like country feel to it, and I find that Malibu feels like a little slice of country, like with mountains and the ocean all within arm's reach. So it's like a very happy place.
one thing you hope to accomplish in the next year outside of Seniq, not business
Mm.
related.
I want to be able to do a muscle up.
Yes.
You already
Oh my God,
can.
I love that.
I
You
do
already
CrossFit. That's like my workout.
That's what
And
I do. Oh my gosh.
oh, so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I've only been doing it for like a year.
But that's
Um,
a long time if you've been consistent.
yeah, I go
Yeah.
like 5 times a week, but I'm only to banded muscle ups, and I would love to be able to do one unassisted.
I love that goal. I love that goal. We might share
That
that
is,
goal. We'll have to keep each
Yes.
other posted. I cannot do
Yeah.
muscle up either.
that is so unreal that that is even possible. It's the coolest. That is crazy. I
I don't know how to do it, but yeah.
oh, it's insane. And I feel like the guy's anatomy is just so much more built to do it. Like we have so many like more
Not
like
true. Not true.
you don't think?
No. No.
No. Okay,
Okay.
interesting.
Because you look at the women in the CrossFit Games and they
Yeah.
are built to do
It's
those.
like
Yeah.
gymnast. That's like a
Yeah.
Yeah.
gymnast a bit.
Yeah.
That's why, yeah, I grew up doing gymnastics and it's like a core skill on bars for men's, but it's not even on the skill book for women's. Which is really interesting because and I believe it does have to do with anatomy. Like naturally we're at a disadvantage because we have to get over so many different body parts
Yeah. Yeah.
that weigh us down. Mine, so I've been thinking about this and I had a fresh thought last night. I would love to try my hand at pottery.
Cool.
Yes, I've always wanted to do this and I want like my own dish set to be a set that I've made. And then I also was thinking last night though, I'm like right now for some reason my algorithm is all of these like new piano musicians. So I was also like driving thinking, should I learn how to play piano? I don't know, will this make me like a more creatively fluid human? So that one seems scarier to me than pottery. I don't know why.
I love it.
One of those.
Okay. Favorite ski resort.
Snowmass. That's where I grew up skiing. So I love it.
Mine, I'm gonna say my goal is to go back to Deer Valley, and I'm goal is to make it a favorite someday. That's where I tore my ACL, and I haven't been back since. So I'm gonna manifest that being a favorite. But other than that, I would have to say
So many good ones. That's why it's a good question.
probably Park City. I just love the access to the town.
Yeah.
My other Utah one would be Snowbird, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was deciding between Snowbird or Park City. They're all good.
They're all good. Except maybe in Ohio. I'm sorry.
No,
But I
So
know you
true.
guys have ski resorts there. I have friends who grew up skiing in Ohio. So there
I
is some
know.
sort of vertical with snow that you can
Yeah.
somehow get up and get down. I know it's a thing.
it's like
The 30
speed
second
laps.
downhill.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Man, I feel like I gotta end on a really good question. Okay. All right. Last rapid fire question. Something outdoor product that you didn't think you'd love, but you can't live without now. It's kind of hard.
Mm.
I have a Mountain Hardwear down insulated pant that I got while I was working at Backcountry, and I was like, I'll never wear these. And
Mhm.
that became the pant that I wore every day walking my dog and to and from the ski resort. So that was my favorite.
It's so good. Mine, this is weird, but is the smallest Patagonia gear tote. I like everyone in my family has one now. It gets used for outdoor adventures, for travel, for work. Like it is by far the most used bag in our house across almost every human. So
I love it.
that's a good one.
All right. Well, last final question. This is the Opera Business Podcast. It's all about climbing the mountain and the hard challenges along the way. And ultimately, what makes the grind all worth it. And so I always end with this question. I've had a few people cry during this question, so be prepared. But yeah, just wrap it up. What are you most proud of?
Mm.
Oh. I think personal, well, one, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like Tina and I both had some interesting personal things happening while we were building Seniq. Like, I was going through a divorce while we were getting ready to launch the brand. And I think I was like most proud of being able to go through that and still keep my head up and launch and be able to do this with Tina and I don't know, just maintain an optimistic attitude.
Yeah. Mine is it's similar. It's just like the fact that we didn't give up because you have every reason to give up and you have no reasons to keep going, really, truly. Like any logical person wouldn't wake up and keep doing this every day. It really is like defies the odds of logic. So I think the fact that, yeah, we've just like blown logic through the roof and we are following the vision in our guts and not giving up. But there's probably so many, we can probably give you so many more things. I think we just hired a few new employees, so the team has expanded, which is like, I mean, literally as of a few weeks ago. So we're just starting to like get to even feel the emotion of proud of that. That is a really surreal experience, is bringing other people into this beautiful little world and having them be excited to help grow it. What are some other like little ones that we can give you? I think like just figuring out how to develop products that we've been dreaming of for years. I mean, there is nothing harder than building a good product, but figuring out how the heck to build a great product is like, it's fucking hard. And we've been so blessed with such an amazing designer, amazing manufacturing partners that there was so much luck involved in finding all of the people. But that I would say was like as close to impossible as it gets, it feels like.
Yeah.
I also think our Title IX experience
Yeah.
I was really proud of that. That was really fun. Title IX puts on a pitch fest every fall for female entrepreneurs, and we had the opportunity to go and pitch. And that was like our first time ever pitching, and it was so, so terrifying. I give so many props to anyone who goes up and public speaks because it's not my natural skill or comfort. So that was a big like, okay, we can do something like this.
Yeah, and like memorizing a 10-minute presentation with like no note cards, no materials. It was terrifying. That was a good one and so cool to like physically get to do it standing next to each other.
So much personal growth. It's insane.
Oh my God. It is like the crash course of it.
Yeah.
We have this meeting every Friday called Little Wins. So we try to make it a practice to reflect on things that we're proud of, and the whole team comes with a little win that happened in that week. So it's the hardest part, I think, though, about being in the thick of a startup is like actually carving out space to reflect and like breathe and appreciate what's going on, because it's just like such a hamster wheel. And like once you climb one mountain, you're like at the bottom of another one. So thank you for asking that question. I needed that space to reflect.
No, I love it. That's what this podcast is about. And it's also just like, yeah, you climbed that one mountain and that was cool, but what's the next biggest mountain that you can do with crazier rope skills at whatever, it's just like, so yeah, I think that's you guys crushed it. That's what this podcast is about. And thank you so much for being on. How can people get in touch with you? How can they find your product? Where should they follow you?
Yeah.
How can investors give you more money?
Give us all the money. Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram is SENIQ, Seniq. Tina will answer your DMs, so it's still us. Still us behind the Instagram curtain, if you will.
A direct line to us, so use it.
Yeah. And then our website is seniqbrand.com. And we have a customer service email on there if you ever have any product questions or anything like that and you don't want to go through Instagram.
So cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, ladies. Appreciate having you on. Have such a great day. Thanks for the little sparkle sequence and scene that you just shed on all of us. And thank you again.